Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode with Williams, episode number 11 today for the Italian Grand Prix of Season 1. If you missed the previous episode at Zandvoort, uploaded on Monday, I recommend you go and check out. Such a biblical episode, madness of an episode as we're purchasing R&D on screen right now. And of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. I'm very close to 500 subscribers. So if you have not yet subscribed, please do. It's the big red button under the video. It massively helps me out in sustaining the channel, making sure that there are loads of videos to come, and this series as well gets a full calendar year basically. But anyway, yes, we did purchase a weight redistribution upgrade, but because of the fact that we've had 3 races very close together on the timeline, Belgium, Zandvoort and Italy, we haven't been able to bring in any upgrades, which is annoying because the likes of Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri and Alpine have brought in upgrades. So that's really annoying, but obviously we're gonna hopefully get 4 upgrades on the car when we come to Singapore, and hopefully try and jump ahead at least all of that. Plus side is that Haas, well, I mean, their car, it's not as bad, not the piece of cardboard in real life. One thing I'm finally also hoping to get rid of is the amount of engine wear, because they finally fixed the quick practice, so episodes next week should have less. That you can see how much, just this is all, bearing in mind these are 25% races by the way, this is how bad that bug from quick practice was. Yeah. You can see there, I've got a fresh column. Seems to have a bit more on the engine store and the control electronics, so we're not going to be putting those bits on just yet, especially the fact that as we move to qualifying, it's raining again. So second race weekend in a row we're going to have to deal with the horrific that is rain. We join our lap, turn 1 dreadful. I hate that turn. There's just so much understeer on that turn. You actually have to physically lift off. It's a wheel corner, okay, that corner. If you're on a pad, you cannot steer in there. You have to literally brake early. But anyway, I eventually actually make some time up through the other corner that I hate on this game, Ascari. Yes, Ascari, because the curbs are horrific, which you would have seen already in my online video that I did earlier last month, actually, when on the day the game was launched. But it's a good run through Parabolica as well, so it's just shy of 3/10 up on our previous best. That doesn't really improve a lot. Pierre Gasly went out on soft tyres. That's just the it looked wet, far too wet to be on soft slicks, but he's on pole on soft tyres. So wow, okay, we'll see what he can do in the race. I mean, if he can win them, obviously race winner in 2020. In terms of us, we're ahead of Haas, so that's good, but I mean, we're still behind George, so see what we can do from 18th on the grid. It's time for the race.
Welcome back to one of only 2 countries that has held a race every year since the very first Formula 1 World Championship in 1950. It is, of course, Italy, one of the great racing nations. And it's time to get underway for the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6 mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's have a chat about Williams. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Perez. Stroll, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Giovinazzi, Russell, Lando Norris, a Williams, Mick Schumacher, Sainz. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Nikita Mazepin and Sebastian Vettel. They've taken a grid penalty. Tsunoda and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I think we can. We've both George and I been promoted up the grid, so we're going to try the alternative strategy again, which is even more OP. It's OP strategy on this year's game is medium to sauce. Everybody else is starting on the sauce, so we'll see how we can get on. We've got George ahead. Can he get his first points from 12th on the grid? 5 lights are out and away we go. And it's a poor start. Look how dreadful. That was a dreadful start. I think that's the worst start I've had on this game. But we're going to dive down the inside anyway. A couple of cars of Norris and Sainz. We're going to squeeze Norris there. We'll be the junior man. We know George probably have more pace at this moment in time in the car, and we'll come back at him later in the races. Norris is not giving up or getting passes. He needs to get passes, of course, because he's in a championship battle for best of the rest with Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo and so on. Perez, I think, as well. Verstappen has just been dreadful throughout this series. So once again, the traction out of Ascari to Parabolica is absolutely dreadful. We so much understeer through Parabolica, but we are going to come back using the slipstream and the overtake, not the rich mix unfortunately, because we can't use it. And we're going to have a look down. We're going to block off Vettel as well, who tried to get go for a sneaky to try and make it 3 wide, and there's a little bit of contact with Norris there, but Vettel actually gets the better line there, and I think something's happened to Raikkonen. I think that is. We'll get I think we're going to get 2 replays at once. So down the inside we get Norris a lot of room, forced him out in the end of turn 2, and you can see that Raikkonen in the background just lost it on the curb. So yes, but jump to end of lap 2. Once again we're going 3 wide now with Vettel and Norris. Vettel goes very wide into Parabolica. I don't know why, what line he's thinking of taking, but yes, and behind us Norris actually had to come in after that to replace his front wing. No visual damage, of course, as usual, but Tsunoda's tried to take on both Haas cars into Parabolica and has only managed to get one, as Carlos Sainz is now getting impatient with myself and Vettel going far too slowly. He takes the better line. He catches Vettel napping. Vettel has to give the space in turn 2 and takes the cursed curb, and loses position. As George Russell, it's George. You've driven into the back of Ocon. What are you doing? He's out the race, and the safety car's going to come out, of course, to clear up the mess left by our teammate. But could this be the good strategy? Because they were getting away from us. Obviously now we're going to have an advantage. It's only the lap before, by the way, we were due to come in anyway. So one more lap and we're going to be under safety car anyway. Ocon's ghosted for some reason, don't know why he's ghosting. 2.3 seconds stop, that's the Williams pit stops that we all love and know. And probably not a thing of the future though, if the restrictions are maintained. But yes, we're definitely closer to Ocon there. Giovinazzi leads the Grand Prix because he's yet to stop behind the safety car. The only man who didn't come in trying something a little bit different there. Don't know what he's planning to do. Probably race on mediums. As they were there, Leclerc has gained ahead of Hamilton, who's lost out because of the double stack. So Mercedes don't really do very well in the game when it comes to safety car pit stops. A little bit like real life. Sack here, and I'll leave that there for George Russell fans who are into that he didn't get the points. But it's a quadruple dive bomb. Well, they were so slow under braking the AI, and we just caught them all absolutely napping into turn 1. There was like Perez, Gasly, Ocon, We tried to get Alonso as well, but he was more away. Stroll as well. 4 cars we overtook down into turn 1. And we've gone from being struggling for points as the safety car has come out after only half a lap of racing. So something has clearly gone on, and that's his Daniel Ricciardo. Giovinazzi is going to squeeze Bottas to the inside at Ascari, and Bottas has to drive 5 miles an hour into Ascari, and Ricciardo slams into the back of Bottas and loses his front wing. So yes, on the safety car restart then, we're up to, we're going to die down the inside of Fernando Alonso, careful not to get Hamilton as well, and we move up into P5, so very lofty heights. The safety car has helped us, 2 safety cars has helped us out, as Alonso actually comes in. I did not think I made contact with Alonso there, so, but yes, he's coming in. I think that's Gasly in as well. Gasly just having horrific luck in this series. As well as Hamilton now, he's getting the moves done. He's in the faster car. He's ahead of Verstappen up into P4, as well as we don't need to talk about what happened on the exit of Ascari there. We come though through the final corner, Parabolica. Stroll in the end wasn't able to challenge us, so it's a comfortable P5. I'll definitely take that after the race win we had earlier in the week. The surprise race win, I should say. But P5, it's some more good points, and we just capitalised on the safety car, and then well, that they were just asleep. I could not believe how they were just asleep and not break. It broke so early for that turn 1, and we gained 4 positions. I mean, we were on the better tyre, to be fair. Gasly actually, in fact, the soft tyres are so OP on this game compared to the mediums that Gasly set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Doesn't get any points, so yes. In terms then of the Drivers' Championship, we remain in P8, not really looking at the people ahead. I expect Sainz will overtake us at some point, so I will be happy if we get P9 in the championship. We'll be ahead of Tsunoda and both Gasly, both Aston Martins and Alpines as well, so that's very good. P5 in the constructors is the best we can do.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
I won't tell you, Claire.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
No.
Thank you for your time.
So yes, there we go. More points. We got 70 points. I can't quite remember if that's more than we got in AlphaTauri. Bearing in mind last year, we were in a better car in the AlphaTauri in the last year thing, career mode, excuse me. But yes, a little comparison graph there of the R&D. We will be looking to get a load of upgrades because there's a little bit of a gap now between Italy and Singapore. Singapore coming out on Monday, Monday's video, and then Japan next week as well. She's sort of Japan will be a bogey circuit for me as well. So I'm not looking to get points at either of those 2 races. We'll look to try and aim for points next at Mexico and Brazil. Those are the 2 tracks left out of the 5 remaining races that are the favourite to me, and then that will be season 1 done. So yes, if you have then enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. See plenty more F1 2021 driver career mode into season 2 as well, I should mention. But until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.